Back in 1993, Monica and I, we were having breakfast at a coffee shop. We wanted to make an impact in our neighborhood. Behind us were drug dealers, we had crack houses, prostitution on Bloomington Avenue, and we had bought a duplex in the neighborhood. And we were just dreaming of what God can do to change our city. And so we said, well, let's start a church in our house. And we started bringing in people from the shelter, from the streets, from the corners, into our home where they can find Jesus and they can start building community and their lives can begin to change. We've been praying about 1818 Park, 20 units, right next door to the Life Center since we bought the original building. We had done so much outreach in there. Monica's team's visiting. The other month, you were doing ministry out there,
right.
And the caretaker came out, and what happened?
She said, I heard you're buying the building. And I'm thinking, we're not buying the building. And I said, is it for sale? And she goes, well, I overheard a conversation that they're selling it to someone, and I just figured it was you. I run to my husband and tell him about it, and
yeah, so we called our friends who are real estate brokers. They found the owner, reached out to him, and immediately finding out the owner was a Christian, and he goes, oh, I love that ministry. We signed a purchase agreement, we have an offer, everything is moving forward. You know, one of the biggest struggles that we have in the ministry is we'll help people in the homeless shelter. They'll come to the ministry, they'll start getting in our programs, and then they'll move out and they'll move into a building that's really struggling, and there's drug dealing and there's craziness going on, and it makes it so hard as people get pulled back to a life that's detrimental. This apartment building is going to allow us to create a safe, a healthy, sober, affordable environment for people who are rebuilding their lives. We're going to call it the Life House. It's going to be a place where people find life, a new life in their home.
it's so true. People relapse, and I feel that having a building, and especially a building right next door, people would be surrounded by other good people, and you know, you become what you surround yourself with, and they don't have much opportunity in other housing to surround themselves with better people.
The project will cost $2,200,000. That would include all of the renovation to bring the building up to a standard that we think would be healthy and good for our community. We're hoping by the end of 2021, we'll have raised $400,000 toward the down payment of this building. I know that this seems like an impossible task to raise this kind of money again, but that's what we said just a few years ago when the parking lot opportunity came forward. We saw God provide.
When I think of from the very beginning how whatever we seem to have spoken, oh, that make a great place for a church, to how it went at the auction. We could do one more bid, and these people were bidding hard against us, and I just said one more bid, and the room went silent. It's like God just shut their mouths, because that was our building. And I know that was the same for our parking lot, and I know it's the same for this building next door. God has a plan and a purpose for our ministry, for the Life Center, where we do life together. And this home next door is just like another piece in the puzzle. There it is, taking us to the next level. God's hand over the city, especially after trying times that we have just went through with the George Floyd, with COVID and everything else. God's timing is perfect, and it's time to have a home, and that's right next door.